right, guys, this is going to be a long video. I apologize in advance. It's going to be about Muln Automotive. I'm going to break everything down that I can. We have plenty to go over, guys. Obviously, we have this new interview from David Mitchery with Cal. They're talking it out, financial journey. I have some bits and parts that I want to play for you. I poured my Coke Zero. I'm sitting tight. Let's do this right. But first thing I want to show you is this. Right here. Here's the interview. Here's what it looks like when you push play, okay? What they did was, and these guys are pretty brilliant at this moment in time, and Cal, you're complicit, like I tell you every time. If you're paying attention, guys, they will not show you them on camera so that they can edit the pieces they need to edit. This is not a one-piece clip, I assure you of that. This is an edited audio piece, because they won't even show you who they are. What was so hard about putting yourself back on the camera again? Well, we know it's so hard. He's terrible on camera, and you can see the edits and the cuts. So the way you step around that, put this backdrop, and then let the tape play. We're going to let the tape play, and I'm going to talk on it, and I'm going to pause it from time to time, because you might want to hear the truth, well, all the time. And then after this, I'm going to review the SEC filings that I have that I want to review, and I will explain everything else. So let's go ahead and let's let it play. Guys, excuse the boring parts. These guys are pumpers. These guys are promoters of their company and their stock, so I have to put up with it. But let's go.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for hopping on.
Hey, you're more than welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Over the last little bit, there's been quite a lot of good PR that's been coming out. I just wanted to kind of pick your brain about some.
I want to push pause really quick. I want to show you here, if you look at the bar, I've only listened to this 10 minutes in. I have not heard the whole thing. I will react in real time to you live right now. No edits, no cuts. One take session about Muln Automotive right now in front of you, okay? I'm going to listen. I listened to the first 10 minutes and I go, oh, I got to make a video. That's basically what I did. But let's go ahead and hear it. They're very excited to hear each other on the phone again, as if they don't communicate all the time, right?
Some of that. More specifically, I guess, about Muln retaining Christian Attar to combat naked shorting. Do you mind, I guess, elaborating on that and kind of explaining it?
Sure. We've been really busy, huh?
Okay.
So they've been really busy, huh? So basically they're trying to blitz the PR stunt, as in saying, this is what we're doing for this company. It's a lot of moving, but not doing anything. All right, this is what I've seen from hiring Share Intel and Wes Christensen and all of this nonsense that they're doing. And the reason I tell you this is because I've paid attention to them via the MMTLP crowd, via what they did with GNS, and then, of course, what they did with Adam Aaron and AMC. All of these guys are ambulance chasers at this point. And they're literally trying to get people to buy into the idea that market manipulation is the reason why your stock price is down. And it's not the fact that the insiders are selling shares and that they're also voting for all the wrong things for the company to blow it up from within. But to hire Share Intel, I hope you guys know that these individuals get paid in shares. They don't get paid cash. I've seen so many deals where they actually take a share position and then they sell those same said shares that are being manipulated, right? So I just want you to know that. I made a video about this maybe a year and a half ago, guys. I've been talking about these guys for a long time. But if you don't know this, if you're new about Share Intel, they do get paid in shares, and that's the way it goes down. Now, I'm going to take this whole backdrop off the screen here. I'm just going to put us up there as I push pause, whatever it may be. I didn't think you'd want to see the same backdrop for the whole 30 minutes, but here you go.
Definitely.
Maybe me. Maybe you want to see me.
Make things happen here. Probably get some positive things going to help these shareholders. So,
He wants to help the shareholders because he's already helped himself. Cool.
Pretty excited about it. You know, we have to do a lot of work, over the last couple of months, pull up a bunch of due diligence, evaluate not just information from Share Intel, but we also had to evaluate individuals' information from DTC. We looked at Noble lists. We had to just do a lot of due diligence, and then we took that information over to the guys over at Christian Attar. We're hoping that, we could maybe fight back a little bit here, right?
Yeah, right. So he says that they took that information over to Attar, right? Christian Attar. If you guys want to go ahead and follow me here, this is a press release here. And on this PR release that came out July 5th, you're going to find out that they were getting reports right here. Based on reports Muln has received from Share Intel, it wasn't they were giving Share Intel information. They were receiving the information. You'll see right here, since our announcement on April 28th, we have actively been investigating naked short selling. Well, there was no announcement that I could find. I saw the PR. The only announcement that happened during that time frame, guys, was the hiring of Lawrence Hardage. So all the DD they've been doing on personnel, why didn't they do DD there to realize that he was the wrong hire? Sounds like it was $50,000 spent, not wisely, but definitely not of shareholder equity wisely. But for him to pop up the stock and then sell off the back of it. And that announcement came a week before they did a reverse stock split of 25-1. So pumping your own stock would be about the only thing they've done as far as due diligence goes. But I'll play the game, David, and I'll let you keep talking this, well, I guess, lie so far. But you're doing great.
Hey, it's always nice when the other guy can swing and nobody hits back. So we're going to hit back now.
Oh, definitely. I like that. So do you anticipate more updates coming fairly soon? Based on, was that report that you stated in the PR, was that from Share Intel?
Yes. Well, we get multiple levels of reports that collectively, come in on a weekly basis. Now they do. And, those get disseminated over to Christian Attar, as well as our internal legal team, and then whatever outsourced legal services currently that are looking at this stuff. So, again, it's a big, collective group of professionals evaluating this, and, we're going to work as a team to combat this. Again, we don't know exactly yet what we're dealing with, so it's our turn.
Yeah, no, definitely, no doubt, especially with a lot of the PR that's been coming out, and the stock price, for the most part, has been not really doing too much, with the exception of a little bit last week. But a lot of the PR that's been coming out just hasn't made sense based on the price action. So hopefully that will help quite a lot.
So when they say price action, are they meaning in one direction, Cal? Because you're saying it's not helping out. Are you actually saying that you want the PR pieces to pump the stock? Because that's not how the stock market really works, and or evaluations of companies. You've been in enough penny stocks to know that all it takes is what exactly? Fundamentals, an announcement that's positive, and yes, it would pump a stock, right? But in this case, I want to give you an example. Last week, if you're saying that it wasn't a drastic or it wasn't amazing, are you kidding? It went up 200%. And you were right here bashing it in my face. Marantz, you're wrong, you're wrong. Well, look at today. Today, we're back to where we were, 40% over the last 2 weeks. It's been pumped up. So it's extremely overvalued at this moment. But in addition to that, if you saw the press release that came out, they exercise warrants, just like they're doing right now. That would explain the volume, okay? 4 billion shares traded over the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to tell you one thing. All the price action in the world doesn't help you when you're actually doing, $4 billion worth of equity, $5 billion worth of equity, changing hands back and forth, and you can't move this stock? Oh, it's moving. It's moving, but not for you, the common day shareholder. That's the issue here, Cal. So those press releases did do what they were supposed to do. The unfortunate part is you're diluting the stock right now, even today, by triggering the warrants that are, you don't think it's triggered? 600 million shares essentially traded today. You think that was you buying? You think that's people, but nobody has that kind of money. The retail investor doesn't have that kind of money. I don't care if it's all of your subscribers, all of my subscribers, the whole world, everybody, all the views you can see in the world don't have enough money to move this stock, because retail doesn't move stocks. But you've been around long enough, you should know this. But we'll keep going.
Oh, I hope so too. We're working diligently, not just on that front, but all fronts, right? We still got to operate a business. We still got to make things happen. We're committed more than ever to be the difference that this space needs, specifically, the things that are going on in our world today, right? I think that someone just needs to step out and say, hey, we're going to be the change. We're going to be the guys that do things differently, that make things happen, and we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to do it. We're going to get out there and we're going to do it. And we're going to do it good. We're going to fix those guys up real good.
That's awesome. Also, the news that did come.
Did he? I got to hear that part again. I'm sorry, guys. I was listening, but I was excited. He had me riled up. He had me excited. Hold on.
And say, hey, we're going to be the change. We're going to be the guys that do things differently, that make things happen, and we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to do it. We're going to get out there and we're going to do it. And we're going to do it good. We're going to fix those guys up real good.
That's awesome.
Okay, so in one sentence, he says, we're not going to talk about it. We're just going to do it. I'm just going to tell you, David, you wouldn't even be doing this interview if you didn't want to talk about it. But the point is, you come out here to talk about it. You just did an interview last week. Did you not sell enough of yourself? Was there too many edits and cuts? Did we break apart that film and show you as being just uneducated, your body language, just telling the story? Or are we just going to do it with our words? Or are we going to do it at the office? Which one is it, David? I've seen so many companies that don't say a single word about what their plan is, about how they're going to make money, the avenues that they can actually make revenue. You know what they do? They just file that form, that S4. That's all they do, form 4. They just go like this, boom, or an S1. And when they go public, and when they actually have like a 10K just drop or a 10Q, they literally just go, here you go. Here's the sauce. Read the damn balance sheet. That's what they do. Not you. You come out here and you just do it.
Awesome. Also, the news that did come out about the 25 million stock buyback program, I guess, do you mind just breaking it down for people just on maybe what that might look like, possible time frame if you do have that?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is a process, as we stated in the PR, that'll go on, throughout, throughout the end of this year. But we're going to buy back, up to $25 million worth of stock, and we have everything in place to do that. We got the broker dealer in place, everybody's in place, and we're excited. We think that there's a lot of value in the stock, and when us buying back at these rates is a blessing. We're returning value to the shareholders, and we're taking shares off the street.
And then obviously,
stop right there, because it looks like they edited that part out, like they cut right there, because it was too fast for Cal just to jump in. You stopped him from talking. And here's the best part about this, Cal. I don't care if it was cut or not, but I want to explain something to you. If it's so valuable and it's so great and you want to buy back $25 million worth of shares, why the hell are you selling $25 million worth of shares? I'm asking you, David Mitchell. Was it that it's so undervalued now, but it was so overvalued before? That's why you sold off all your shares? You just got rid of 2.63 million shares 3 weeks ago. So what is it that's so different today that you want to buy back in? And I will tell you this, $25 million worth of shares is absolutely nothing. You're absolutely buying nothing off the street, considering that your float's going to be $2 billion very soon. You're going to dilute this shit 10 times over. So we'll go over the proxy, by the way. We're going to do that at the end of this video. It's really funny. But what is the value of your company that you think $25 million is going to move this market? I just told you they traded back and forth $5 billion worth of equity over the last 2 weeks. And you think $25 million is going to change. Let me tell you the difference between, we could even do $1 billion. What's the difference? And I say this all the time. What's the difference between $1 billion and 25 million? $1 billion. You are absolutely out of your mind. If you think that $25 million is going to protect your company and your stock, that's for face value. You literally make the PR pieces to pump them out to individuals that don't know any better, that don't understand market mechanics and or volume. You are ridiculous. $25 million is half of your pay this year alone. And you're not buying them with your own money. You're buying them with shareholder money. The shareholder equity is what you're buying with. You're a joke.
We're returning value to the shareholders, and we're taking shares off the street.
And then obviously the most recent one that was announced yesterday was kicking off in August, a Strikingly Different tour. Do you mind, I guess, breaking it down on what that might look like for investors? And
so the tour is coming, and I want to tell you guys, Strikingly Different, that's what's coming. And remember when he said we're not going to talk about it, we're just going to do it? All right, here's the part where we're going to talk about it.
Maybe things to come potentially?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. If they thought last year was fun, this is going to be much more fun, right? We have a lot more vehicles, a bigger presentation, and we're going to we're going to really give them an experience they'll never forget, right? There's going to be the most exciting thing, I believe.
I'm going to fast forward this part. I'm going to let you hear it, okay? But I'm just going to play it at like 1.5. I can't hear it at regular speed. I have so much to show you after this, so.
Are going to be the RS and its high performance spec. They're going to experience 205 miles an hour. They're going to experience 0 to 60 in 1.95 seconds. But not only are they going to experience that in a sexy, good looking SUV. They're going to experience that in our sports car, the GT. And we're excited about that too, right? That car is just amazing. Center
Yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious, just amazing.
locking wheels, carbon ceramic rotors, carbon accents, just a beautiful car that I think is going to captivate the imagination of the sports car enthusiasts. I'm really, really excited about.
It's going to fascinate the imagination of Muln Automotive engineers because they don't even engineer this car. You bought it in China, you put your stickers on it, but we all know this part. You know this part. This has already been called out. But go ahead, show it at the shows, man.
What we're going to be doing, we're going to have the Bollinger B2 truck there. We're excited about that. We're going to have multiple RSs and multiple 5s, and we're going to have the GT. It's going to be great. And we're going to have some commercial vehicles there that people can actually go, do the touchy feeling, go open up the door, sit inside, take a look at what we're doing from a commercial perspective. We feel very confident that we're going to be the guy to set the stage. And watch out, everybody. Our commercial division is going to be a force to be reckoned with. We're going to hit them hard and we're going to hit them fast. We're excited. And this tour is going to be...
We're going to hit them hard and hit them fast. We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to do it. Hold on.
A lot larger than it was in the past. It's going to be more exciting. There's going to be a lot of activities. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be like bringing a Super Bowl to every city. We're very excited. We're going to show the people what we have and what we're about to do. So put your seatbelt on and get ready for a ride.
I like
Yay.
that. And especially with...
I put my seatbelt on. I got ready for the ride. All the way down to 14 cents today. That's a hell of a ride. That roller coaster is slippery slope. But I got my seatbelt on. Go ahead.
The Bollinger B2, is Robert going to be participating?
I don't know. He's running that division, and he's very busy. He's working on, obviously the B4. He needs to start production on that, and then he's working on getting B1 and B2 ready for production. Again, we believe that within a very short order, I think within the next 18 to 24 months, we'll see a commercialized B1 and B2. And this upcoming year, we're excited. We're going to have a B4 commercial truck, in the market from Bollinger. I'm really excited about Bollinger. I'm excited about everything that they're doing. I'm also very excited about what the guys in our commercial division, the Muln commercial division, the guys that have the Class 1, Class 3, I'm really excited about what they're doing and the steps that they've taken to set themselves apart from everybody else. Let's not forget, right? The only Class 1 electric van is the Muln Class 1. That's it, right? So, the market is right. It's right for us. We're going to get in there and we're going to show these people, what we can do. And then we're going to hit them with this Class 3. Boy, this Class 3 is something special. It's just beautiful. It drives nice. And, it's a great car. I can't wait to deliver that vehicle. And, obviously show people that, we can do something better than just make pizzas. Oh, God, I'm sorry for saying that. That wasn't nice. Hey, we got a great factory in Tunica, and it doesn't make pizzas; it makes vehicles.
Exactly. And yeah, I think especially with production right down the line or coming fairly soon about the M3, so I think that will be a good transition as well with the tour, and a lot of investors will be able to see the true product in action as well. So I agree with you. The commercial line is definitely very good, and M1 is, especially based on, I think, Randy Marion and their interview, what recently came out several months ago or a couple months ago. He even said the exact same thing as what you mentioned. The M1 is in a class of its own. Like, there's a massive amount of demand for that.
Yeah, look, I don't like to talk, right? I'm trying to be the guy that's different, right?
He doesn't like to talk. What the hell?
I think a lot of people, including me, have done a lot of talking, and now it's time to shut up and put up, right? So I'm trying to do my best to not talk and, talk with results and show people deliveries and show them revenue and show them all of the things that a lot of these other guys, I'm not saying that they can't do, haven't done yet. So,
That's such bullshit, though. Okay? It's not about deliveries. I know he keeps saying he wants to deliver things. That is not what the issue is. The issue is with him selling off his position. He is a senior leader in this company, and he does not even believe in the value of his own company. He'd rather sell all of his shares off, and then what? Sit back and make his shareholders worry about whether or not this is a great investment. Because if you follow your leader, if you follow the CEO, then you would have sold up by now. But beyond just delivering vehicles, show me you produce vehicles. There is key terminology that he is avoiding on purpose. This is my problem. I'm going to deliver. We're going to do this. We're going to do a show. No, what are you producing? Actual production, nothing at all.
It's a struggle. It's really difficult, right? We're in a difficult environment. We're in a state that's, cluttered with everybody and their mother trying to put out an electric vehicle. And you got to be different. You have to be the change, right? You just can't be a follower. You have to be the people that want to, you have to be the guy that establishes the You want to be a leader, not a follower. And sometimes you get beat down, you take your knocks, and you got to just keep moving forward because you know what you're doing is right, and you know that at the end of the day, it's going to turn out good for you.
Yeah, it's going to turn out good for you. And like it just did. You just pocketed $40 million this year. It's turning out great for you. Do you think you're a leader, though? Are you serious? You had to partner up with how many different companies, and you kept their leadership in play? When you speak about Bollinger, listen up to this interview again, guys. He speaks about Bollinger like they're a separate company, i.e. they're not the parent company of them. They're not in charge of what Bollinger is doing because they're not. That's the problem. That's the difference. And if Bollinger believed in what they were doing, they would have never sold to you guys, but they didn't. ELMS, what was it? In chapter 7, you bought them for $100 million? You think you got such a great deal? I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? Something that nobody tells you guys. The goodwill impairment charges that are about to hit this company over the next 5 years are going to cripple the balance sheet. The word is cripple. And if you guys don't think that you guys think this company is going to be something, you're going to find out just how terrible it is to expand during this inflationary time, during this economic downturn. You are out of your minds, guys, if you guys don't understand macroeconomics for this company that's trying to succeed during a depression. I'll stop.
Look at it. My mother always said, right? The key to success are persistence and determination. Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something. You get out there and you work really hard. This is America, and it's the land of opportunity, and anybody that wants to work really hard can accomplish anything they want in this world and in this life. So I'm going to work really hard. You're going to have to kill me to stop me.
Your mother said that? Wow. Well, you're just like your mother. You talk too much. Do the work. Go to work. Come home. Do it again. Rinse and repeat. Nah. $40 million, David, of other people's money.
Well, I'll tell you this. What's really important to me is that I have an opportunity to make my dreams come through in a country that allows a guy like me to fulfill his dreams.
Yeah,
and so, no other place in the world, you could be afforded that opportunity. America is a great country. I love my country, and I'm going to work really hard to make this country proud of what this company is doing. Not only in employing Americans, but bringing good quality products with the American brand on it. My focus is when we deliver that Muln 5RS, and it carries that American banner on it, it's going to be every bit of American mean muscle that anybody's ever seen that can compete with the best of the best, the Bugattis, the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis. I want to go out there and knock those guys out of the park, and I want to do it at a fraction of the cost. I'm going to show them that, hey, Americans can be competitive price-wise as well and still deliver high-quality products. This RS, when people get in that car and get a ride by a Formula E driver and experience what our 800-volt architecture, our 0 to 60 in 1.95 seconds, our top speed of over 200 miles an hour, and at an affordable price point compared to the competitors that perform at that spec or try to perform at that spec, they're going to realize that we've done something special. Again, we're going to set the standard. We're going to be the change that nobody wants to see. All of the guys out there that are attacking us and saying all of these awful things, they do that out of fear. What do people do when they're fearful of change or fearful of somebody? They talk bad about them. They try to attack them. That's the only thing that they can do. I told you last time, I said it wasn't easy for Elon. He got brutalized. It wasn't easy for Steve Jobs. He couldn't find anybody to believe in what he wanted to do until he met Donnie Valentine at Sequoia and got that $250,000 to start Apple. Do you think Bill Gates had it easy? Do you think Larry Ellis and any of these guys? Listen, if it isn't hard and doesn't take every ounce of energy you have and blood, sweat, and tears, then it isn't going to be worth it. It isn't going to be great. Nothing that's good in this world ever happens like that. Everything takes time. Everything has to be developed, and you got to sometimes, right? You got to get knocked down 2 or 3 times. And the difference between a winner and a loser is a winner doesn't quit. He gets up and he keeps fighting. And they got one guy that isn't going to quit. He's going to keep fighting till. That's
so not true. I don't know what book this guy read. I don't know why he thinks he's like this motivational speaker. He's terrible. By the way, okay, you say that you are going to beat Ferrari and Lamborghini and Bugatti. Okay, just so we're clear, Lamborghini's worth $11 billion. Ferrari's worth $58 billion. And you're worth what? You're joking. You gotta be kidding me. You're a company that does $20 million if you're lucky on research and development, and you think that you have the brand and the vehicle that you can't call American made. You bought it in China. China.
So either I get to the finish line or they kill me. But you know,
Oh
hopefully,
yeah,
you
you can finish line. They kill me.
make
Oh,
it to
yeah.
the finish line,
Okay.
and we're there, so we feel pretty confident about what we can do with our product lines and our commitment to excellence. This company has a firm commitment to excellence,
Yeah.
and a firm commitment to employ Americans, and a firm commitment to deliver value to our shareholders. People can say what they want, they can throw rocks, they can do whatever they want to do.
Thank
They
you.
don't know how hard we've worked. They don't know where we started, where we came from. We just didn't become a public company overnight. Prior to being a public company, this company back in 2012, when nobody else was around other than Coda and Tesla, we were there making things happen. You know, when Coda went out of business, we were able there to pick up those assets and to look at the technology and try to understand what it took to become an electric vehicle manufacturer. You know, so some
They put their stickers on the Coda cars. That's it. He put his decals on a Coda car. And he's telling you they were what doing with the technology? What? You've got to be kidding me, dude. David, stop painting yourself. People know what the hell you've been. Fisker was around. Cano's still around. Everyone's been around. Everybody's tried and failed. You're failed. You're a failed company. This is nonsense. Okay, you've tricked a couple of people. I get it. All right, I'll stop.
hey, you got to take the bruises. You got to put the time in to get to a place and point where you can be successful. No football team becomes a Super Bowl champion overnight. They got to develop to that point. They got to, develop their players. They got to develop a culture. I like to believe we have a great culture within our organization. And it all stems with me. It all starts with me. With the buck stops, as I stated to you many times before, the buck stops with me at my desk. I take full responsibility for anything and everything that happens within this organization. The good, the bad, the ugly. But I will tell you this, everybody has one mission, and that's to be a success and to take this, to the top of the mountain. Tell people, right, you don't know what it's like, to be at the top of the mountain until you've been at the bottom of the valley. The point I'm making is, nothing great ever happens overnight. It never happens, because it's easy. Everything is an effort. You got to work really hard. Hey, we work hard, if not harder than anybody else out there. And like I said, at the end of the day, judge us by our results. Don't judge us by what people say or rumor that you hear. You got to go by actual results.
Or the lack thereof, right? That's what I'm going to judge you by. David, if unaware were a description, they would have a picture of you.
Perform, and we do what we say we're going to do, judge us based on that. If we don't perform, we don't do what we say we're going to do, judge us based on that. But until we have the time to be able to show what we've been working on and how hard we've been putting forth the effort, and believe me when I tell you this, people will see the results. Sometimes it amazes me, when I listen and I read and I hear, and a lot of these people, talk about, what's happened in the EV space, and I'm like, well, it's not just Muln. Take a look at all of the guys. Take a look at Canoe. Take a look at Faraday Future. Take a look at, Lucid. Take a look at Rivian. Take a look at Lordstown. Take a look at, we're all of the guys. Everybody's down, 90%, 98%. It's not just Muln, man. They make it look like it's just Muln. Muln, when we first came out, it was Muln had no money. They had no money. They can't do nothing. They can't.
You know what's crazy? I hear that right there. You're like, look at it, everybody's down. Everybody's down. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of like when I would pull someone over for speeding. I used to be a police officer in the military a long time ago. Pull somebody over for speeding, right? And they'd be like, yeah, but they were speeding too. And they were speeding. I'm like, that has nothing to do with you. Like, you were caught speeding. I know they're all speeding. It has nothing to do with you, though, right now at this moment. It doesn't deflect the fact that you were speeding. And my point is this. They could all be failing. They could all be down 98%, the whole sector. But why are you? Is it because you're just like them? How are you different? You're trying to deflect what is actually being said. But this is crazy, man. This is 20 minutes long. Holy hell.
Now that we have money, they're diluting, they're this, they're that. Well, look, you have to raise money one way or another to execute on your plan. Every startup has to do that. A lot of these other guys did it. When they went into the SPAC, they got hundreds of millions of dollars, and then they ran out of money. They can't do it now, and they're hurting. We went in with no money, and now we can raise money. And so you either get it at one point or you get it at the other, but you need capital to execute on your plan. It's not what you raise, it's what you do with it. What type of value you can return with what you've raised. And so we've been very fortunate. We've been able to raise a significant amount of capital. We've disclosed that publicly. And, we've made some very good acquisitions in November that were disclosed publicly. And we continue to build the company. And I believe that we're doing something that's generational, and only time will tell. And we're going to show people results.
I do have one follow-up question, if you don't mind. As of right now, do you have
one follow-up question? One question, Cal? Wow. Holy hell. I'm awake.
Have any plans to increase shareholder value in the short term?
Well, the best way to do that is to deliver results. And it's everybody, not just ours, everybody's intention to deliver results. Now, can you do it? That's a whole other question. I'm going to answer you with yes, we can do it. So hopefully in the very near future, we're going to show people results. And that's what this is about, right? At the end of the day, when it all comes down to it and boils down to fundamentals, delivering simple results, showing that you can generate revenue, showing that you can do the things that people say you can't do. I love it when people tell me that we can't do something, I go out and do it. I love it when people tell us that, we're not a real company. How the hell can you say that when we employ a ton of people, have multiple facilities? We have facilities in Irvine, facilities in Troy, Michigan, factories in Mishawaka, Indiana, factories in Tunica, Mississippi. Bollinger has facilities in Michigan. How could anybody with a clear conscience actually say something like that unless they're deliberately trying to create fear, right? So I think
he did it again. He talked about Bollinger like in third person, like they're a different company, like they're not them. He could have said, I have a company here. I have this. He didn't do that. It tells me a lot. It tells me so much. But keep going, David. You're almost done.
At the end of the day, the dust will settle, and we'll be one of the guys that are still standing.
I appreciate your time, David.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you for having me, and keep your fingers crossed. Let's hope for the best, not just for Muln, but for every other guy in the space, and for our country to continue to be the great leader in the world that it is.
Hi, David. How are you?
And that's how they clipped it, guys. Oh, thank you for your time. That's how you end your conversation. That's how you end your phone call. Your interview I don't understand Cal one bit. Cal, let me tell you something, man. I built my YouTube channel. Literally built it from the ground up. Every single subscriber, brick by brick, all that nonsense. Nowhere in my world would I give a CEO the platform that you do and give him total control over a video that I post. But yet you clip and cut 2 videos now just to make it for him, to promote himself and his company and this stock that you're invested in. So how are you not complicit with this bullshit? How do you not ask questions? How do you not dispute what he's saying? If you believe in this company, you believe in the stock, you believe in shareholder equity, why are you eating first? David Mitchery, I was a United States Army sergeant. During wartime, overseas, let me tell you something. You go eat your food, right? You go to chow. You have MREs for the troops. You have 4 hots in a cot, 3 hots in a cot, whatever you got going on. You're in the field. You know what happens? Sergeants eat last. Leaders eat last. Everyone else gets to eat first. So tell me, what type of parent are you? Do your kids eat first or do you? I know I made you guys dinner, but I'm going to eat the warm plate. You can wait and eat it cold. Or is it the other way around? The reason why I say this is because why are you selling shares for profit and nobody else gets to because there's no profits to be made here? Explain it to me, David. I'll play it like I'm 5. Now, to Cal. No one's jealous of your platform. This is not a personal indictment on you. But I'm letting you know, your platform is manipulated. It has been infiltrated. And you don't get it. You can't say no to the interview. You can't say no to the video. You can't make that video because of fear of what? Reviews, clicks, or the lack thereof. Your job is to pump this stock from now on. Every single video you make. Listen, I know this already. I played this game. I could have started YouTube and had 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. You know how you do it? AMC to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Bitcoin to the moon. That's it. That's all you got to do. But I didn't do that. I came out here looking for truth, and I go, you know what? There's one thing I love. AMC, full of shit. HYMC, never. Bed Bath & Beyond, never. Mullen Automotive, never. But you can't do that. You know what's coming next for you guys on Mullen Automotive? I'm going to tell you what's coming next. This price is going to come all the way down. Triggering warrants right now. You're going to have a diluted float. It's going to be announced in like, I don't know, a month from now. And you're going to be like, oh my God, what was that going on those days when we had 600 million shares straight back and forth? It was really just them selling. That's all it ever is. And I'll tell you what else about this dilution that's going to hurt. These guys have the votes for what's coming next. And what's coming next? We'll go ahead and look at this really quick. So we know that they retain that. We know we have this, and we know we have that. I'm going to show you that all in a minute. So this is what's coming next. This is your proxy. And when you look at this proxy, it's going to tell you Proposal 1, to elect Class 2 directors to serve a 3-year term ending as in 2026. So they're going to put 2 new directors on this board. Okay, and who do you think they have? Who do you think they have ready to rock? Initially, they're trying to incentivize the equity incentive stock plan of 52 million shares. Guys, all of this, everything you see, a 100-to-1 reverse stock split, a 1-for-10, determine the company's board of directors to approve the company's Second Amendment restated certificate of incorporation for the reverse stock split in exchange. They went up to 1 to, I have the old one here. There's a 1 to 100, by the way, the reverse stock split. Another thing is to Maryland from Delaware. The next thing is to approve, and you'll see this, compensation of named executive officers. To approve, everything is for pay, Look at this. Everything is about them. The board of this whole thing is about the board of directors and what they're going to get paid. There's nothing to do with you. This has nothing to do with shareholder equity. And when is this date? Anybody know when this is going to happen? August 3rd, 2023. And why? Why do you think that is, guys? I'm going to show you something, okay? I'm going to show you a little line here called restricted cash. Restricted cash right here on the balance sheet used to be 30 million, now 26 million. People would tell you that it's orders for vehicles. That is cash put away in an escrow account for vehicles that are on order. They're going to make this profit. I don't care what you think they're going to make. They spent $1 billion already on their company. And I tell you, Goodwill's going to burn off. They're going to lose all their assets. But guys, that money is going to be gone August 5th. August 5th right there. They already have a $13 million tranche on 2 tranches. $13 million on May 5th. And then you have, and that was right after they did the reverse stock split. You have another $13 million right here on August 5th. They're going to have $0 in that account on the next balance sheet, on the next 10K that comes out. Guys, there's a reason for all of this to happen and why it's not really happening for you. The play is on you. They're making announcements, PR announcements. They're making videos on YouTube via Cal. He doesn't even understand it. They're being used. People are being used. And then everyone who pumps it, guys. If you're in a Twitter Spaces call and you got 150 people in there, understand 100 of them aren't real and or bots or fakes or implants or they want to ruin you. But it's 100 people. They would make you think. Okay, guys, I want to tell you something. They would make you think that 100 people in a Twitter Spaces call is every investor. Every investor is bullish on this stock. It's going to the moon. It's 100 people, guys. Get real. There's millions of investors in this world. And I'll tell you what, 100 people are going to make a dent into what this company is and what it has been. A safe haven for private equity. Since the beginning of time, when they went public, they couldn't go public without money. Do you hear him? He said, we're offering shares. We're raising capital via equity. We're raising equity via offerings for a reason, because that's all you can do. That's not all you can do. You can go to Wall Street. When you're a real company, you can go to Wall Street and you can present your case. You can do a deck slide. When you do your deck, put it up there. Boom. Shop it around. 100 VCs say no. Go for 200. Go find the money. But don't offer up your whole damn company. Don't. If you had a plan, if you had a vehicle, if you had a team, then you would have it. I've seen companies succeed that way. And then you want to talk about culture? What culture? Did you hire from within? Is there something I don't know? Is there somebody at Mullen Automotive that has been there for 2 decades, a decade, other than yourself and Mary Winter? Who has been with this company from the start and rode it all the way through? Nobody. There's no culture for final delivery on a vehicle. The benchmark for Mullen Automotive does not exist. And if you guys don't understand what I'm telling you, go look at every red, white, and blue American-made company out there, and you're going to find employees that have been there for 40 years. That's culture. They're going to be able to hire from within. That's culture. They're going to be able to move up down the ranks and show you exactly what it means to take pride in your work. That's culture. Then you can be Bugatti. Then you can be Ferrari. Then you can be Lamborghini. But until then, don't tell me your culture. And don't tell me that you have it built in. David, these are companies that are cut from the same fabric of what America is. It's struggle. I get it. But it's not getting rich off the back of investors like you have. These are the questions I'm asking. Cal, you just did a whole interview with one question. One real question. The other shit was ballpark softball. Here you go. Hit it out of the park, David. And when the guy says he's not going to talk and all he does is talk, why am I the only one? Why do I have to come out of the woodwork from GameStop to come over here and say, like, hey, wake up? Private equity has come in. They've taken everything. Taryn Pizer? Are you kidding? The second largest shareholder currently now, and Michael Walks, both criminally activated, and you're going to tell me that that's who you invest with. The one company that you think is going to bring you back mountains of money, a short squeeze to the moon, is what? Literally owned by three people that rocket this shit via private equity. That's TDR, JDR, you don't know who they are, and of course, Taryn Pizer. Guys, do your homework. You are about to lose every dollar you put in. This is not financial advice. This is education. This is tuition. And I'm not even charging you. I take all of this time out of my life to come out here, make a video for you to say what? Wake up. That's it. Watch it, don't watch it, I don't care. This has been, what, already 41 minutes. Do I think you're going to watch this whole thing? Probably not. But my show is called Marantz Rantz. I rant about shit, but I'll also tell you something. I avoid a lot of these landmines, and I don't invest in them at all. And I'm batting 1,000 right now, not to gloat, but just to let you know, there is a playbook, and if you follow it and you avoid it, you're going to be okay. Bed Bath & Beyond, if they listened to me 6 months ago, they would be rich right now. The same amount of money that all of you put into Muln Automotive, the same amount of money that all of you put into Bed Bath & Beyond, the same amount of money that all of you put into AMC, if you would have bought puts, you'd be a millionaire today. That's how close you were. But you don't want to listen to anyone out here. Nah, it's not worth it. What do I always say, guys? GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. I'll see you around, millionaires, because I'm a goddamn millionaire. Have a good night. Watch the video or don't. Believe me or don't. But in 6 months from now, when you review this shit again, just like AMC did then, like AMC does now, when they come to me and they go, Marantz, you were right. Yeah, no shit. It's not hard to be right, guys. I don't want to be right. I want to wake you up. And Cal, keep up the charades because you have no choice. You're a victim of your own success until it's failure. Peace, punk.